Hungry and exhausted, a very poor man goes to a restaurant and asks the waitress whether he can get something to eat, and showing a few coins, he says that this is all the money he has. So the waitress says, "Keep this money with you, I will give you food." The manager comes and says, "What is going on here?" Then the poor man hides behind the waitress and feels scared. So the manager says, "This is not a soup kitchen for poor people, but a restaurant." Then the poor man says that he did not come to eat free food, and showing the coins, he says that he will pay for the food. Then the manager says, "So, this is the matter." Then he writes a new price on a pad and sticks the note on the menu. Then the poor man says, "Why are you doing this? You have increased the price so much while I do not have that much money." Then the manager says, "This is to teach you a lesson, so that in the future, no beggar like you dares to enter the restaurant." Then he drops his coins and tells him to run away from here. The poor man quickly picks up the coins and runs out of the restaurant. Then the manager says to the waitress, "Do you think he was yours? Why were you showing so much sympathy?" Then the waitress says he is very poor and he was exhausted because of hunger. The manager asks, "Does this restaurant run on your money?" The waitress says no. Then the manager says, "I should not see again that any poor person enters the restaurant." Then the waitress says, "It will not happen again." Then the manager says, "Go, now do your work." Then the waitress leaves. Then the waitress is packing food when the manager sees it and goes and asks her, "For whom are you packing the food?" Then the waitress tells him that this food was left over. "So I packed it for that poor man and I will go outside and give it to him to eat." Then the manager says, "It seems you did not understand my words. Give it to me." Then he puts the parcel in a shopper and says, "Watch what I do now," and leaves. Then the waitress also follows him. The manager goes and throws the food into the dustbin. Then the waitress holds her head and says, "What have you done?" Then the manager says, "Throw food into the dustbin, but I should never see that food is given to any poor person. Poor people will pick food themselves from the dustbin." Then the waitress sadly goes inside, and the manager angrily kicks the dustbin and then leaves. After some time, the waitress is taking out the trash, so the manager checks first, then she leaves, and then in the park, the waitress separates the food and says to the poor man, "I have brought food for you," and he quickly starts eating and seeing him. It seems as if he has been hungry for many days. Then the waitress says, "You should come here. I will come every day at the same time to give you food." Then the poor man thanks her and she leaves the next day. The poor man stands waiting, then the waitress brings food for him, and from a distance, someone is making a video, but they do not know about it. When the waitress is doing the accounting, the manager goes to her and shows her the video and says, "I had forbidden you, yet you did not listen to me. Now see what I do with you." Then the waitress sits down, worried, thinking that she does not know what will happen to her. Then the restaurant owner goes upstairs, and the manager, while talking to her, tries to ask about her well-being. Then the owner asks him the reason for scolding the waitress. Then the manager tells her the whole matter and says that if we allow poor people to come to the restaurant like this, then our restaurant ranking will go down. Then the owner says, "God has given me a lot feeding. Poor people does not affect my business." Then angrily, she fires the manager and tells him to leave my restaurant, and he goes away. Then after some time, the owner calls the waitress. The waitress comes and starts pleading and says, "Please do not fire me." Then the owner praises her good deed and appoints her as the manager. The waitress happily thanks her and hugs her. If you also take special care of poor people, then be sure to tell in the comments, like and share our video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel.